So, former President Donald Trump had a second assassination attempt on him. Uh, Incredible, and you would think, at least with my temperament, if I had someone trying to um, destroy me twice within a few months, that would not make me want to continue. But he is more sure than ever that he wants to continue this race, and it has increased his resolve, and that is somewhat baffling to me because I don't know how you wouldn't be a constantly um, paranoid person at this point, but it almost says something about his state of mind that that is not his response of paranoia, because you would think that if your life is in jeopardy twice within 60 days from someone who just wants to end you, um, that would be cause for alarm. And, granted, he could just be saying that and privately feeling quite a different way. But it really makes you wonder what the rest of the world is thinking about America right now, because, oh, look at that. We have another, in our completely gun happy country, we have another assassination attempt. And it's just a mess. It's a mess. And I don't know how we get out of that problem, because people want to keep their guns. And I guess I'll get into an argument about the gun problem. So it seems to me this is a difficult thing to solve, because on the one hand, if you get robbed and the criminal has a gun, then if you don't have a gun, then you're basically at the mercy of the criminal. So yeah, you can call the police, but until they get there, you're at the mercy of the criminal. So there's a fair argument for wanting people to have a gun so they can defend themselves, because otherwise they're basically screwed, and the criminal can do whatever they want. So that's one thing. On the other hand, we have so many gun related violence problems in this country that it's absurd. Uh, and the rest of the world looks in confusion as to what we're doing over here. So it seems to me that some kind of gun control would be sane. And I'm aware that there are issues with that. So I know I'm not claiming to know the solution here, but like, for God's sake, every other day, I feel like we have to hear about some shooting somewhere, or some assassination attempt, or etc. Like just the other day, there was some 14-year-old who killed a bunch of people in a school. 14. Maybe he was even younger, maybe 13. I don't remember. Um, but it's the thing is, nothing is getting done about it. No laws are changing. So we have these politicians who keep saying, like, oh, our thoughts and prayers are with the family, as if that does anything. And then the same thing happens again, because if you don't change the policies that allow this to happen, then of course you're going to run into an issue. And yes, you can say there's a mental illness crisis in America, but if you're going to make that argument, when you have to say that there's a mental illness crisis in other parts of the world too, why do they not have as much violence? So I don't feel like that's a great argument. And even still, ironically, the people who always say there's a mental illness crisis don't tend to be for making it easier to get care for the said mental illness. So I do find that ironic, but I'm generalizing, so I'm sure there are exceptions to that. But it's incredible. It's incredible. Like, who would have thought that living in America is literally like every other day we have some breaking news about some violent incident. Maybe I should start making positive videos.